I'll be running Pizza Tower, yeah. Just like introduced. So should I just start right away and then do like a bit of an overview right during the game? Alright, sounds good. So, 3, 2, 1, go. So we have a short intro cutscene here. It's not anything special. You'll be entering the Pizza Tower. It's not a tower made out of pizza. It's a tower seemingly owned by a living pizza, and that living pizza wants to blow up our restaurant. I don't know why, but I guess we'll just need to beat him up, I guess. So we'll just go to the tutorial stage first. It's a pretty simple one. Explains all our movement and such, but we already know that, so that's fine. The most important part of Peppino's moveset is his speed. And for our speed, we just use the grab slide to immediately go to Mark 3. There's like 2 other stages of Mark right before it. But we don't need to build that all up when we can just do a grab slide like so. Apart from that, we can drift around to change directions. Oh. Yo. So yeah, we can drift around to change directions, but it's a bit slow. So most of the time we'll be performing a grab and then immediately cancelling it, which cancels all our momentum immediately. So that gives us a lot more control over Peppino's movement. Yeah. And that's the tutorial done. We'll be entering the first level now. That's John Gutter. He's got its own little podium where we can enter. This is essentially also a tutorial. It doesn't really have anything special going on in it. It's just a lot of just movement, teaching the player from like what they've learned during the tutorial and then making a proper level out of it. So our objective in each level is to grab 5 of each topping. See them running right behind me. And then when we have those toppings, we can just kill the Pillar John at the end of the level and then run all the way back to the start. So we can also pick up toppings during the escape. You'll see that later. So right now we've got all the toppings. And we'll... Something happened, I think. Okay, it's back. So yeah. A lot of open area in this level where you can easily gain speed. Generally you want to run up walls. When you run up walls you gain speed faster. So if you're still building up speed, you want to run up walls. And then if you're not, if you're already at max speed, try to avoid them because you don't need any more. We're nearing the end of the level. So we'll each level will end with a little exit cutscene showing our rank. The ranks are not important in this speedrun. They are if you're doing 100%, you need to get an S rank and a P rank. Either one of those at the end, but we're just trying to beat the game normally. We'll be entering Pizza Escape next. So this level will introduce one of the main mechanics of the game, which are the various transformations you get in each level. These are like kind of the level gimmicks that make each one unique. This one has the Knight. You can double jump with it and you can do it down thrust. Generally, the transformations are pretty slow, so we want to avoid them whenever possible. Oop, bit sloppy movement there. But yeah, we need to pick this one up, for example, just to get the topping that's hidden behind the rat here. We can't destroy those rats without the transformation. So generally we just pick up a transformation to get rid of the rat and then move on. This section is, for example, is generally intended to be done with the night, but you don't need to, so you can just skip it entirely. Okay, that's messed up. You'll see what I intended to do there later. But the short gist of it is that if you perform an uppercut right above a door, then at the end of the animation, you can use that to skip the door animation entirely. It'll be relevant later again when we've got more locked doors. I think it's on World 2 where we have one. When we have more of those. There we go. That's a topping we skipped on the way before the escape, but we can just easily keep our speed if we just do it during the escape. There's another topping during the escape, you will see. That's right at the start. So you could just grab that at the start, but it's way faster to just do it during the escape. There's a lot of that kind of routing in this game. Yeah. So there is a trick to this to avoid these end screen rankings entirely. But we generally, in the community, we just run off any in-game time. So that's been deprecated for a while now. We used to run on real time. And we had to perform that trick every single time we finished the level. And especially if you perform it wrong, you just need to redo the entire level. So pretty much kills a run. So thankfully we don't have to deal with it anymore. So next up we have Pepperman. This is our first boss fight. After we beat the boss we get the key from him and then we can move on to the next floor. But we won't be doing that right away because we still want to pick up the toppings in the rest of the levels. That's the first phase done. So they do pretty much the same attacks, but there's more stuff going on, more stuff flying at us, which can be a bit annoying to deal with, especially if you go off cycle. Then you need to kind of improvise. Sometimes stuff just gets in the way entirely, and it's very annoying. Thankfully, it's going pretty well so far. One, two, three, four. And that's Pepperman done. No hits taken as well, that's pretty nice. You get an achievement for that, but that's not really important. So we have the key now, we just exit out of the level, we don't even need to bother with the rank screen as such. And we enter Ancient Cheese next. Stopping that right down here, so we need to open up the path first. So this level, it has a lot of bombs. I don't know why an ancient Greek themed level has bombs, but we can use them to blow up rats. I think this game hates rats or something, I don't know. They always get in the way and then you need to kill them or blow them up or whatever. Oh, we don't want to go back down there. That's during the escape that we have to do that. You can use an uppercut to hit the bottom of the bomb and then just immediately grab it like that. Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of little bomb sections in this level. There's not really any real transformations. Just, you know, bombs, throwing bombs around. Picking them up. Anyways, if you saw the last stream, then you probably noticed that I was trying to avoid the enemies right there. So, enemies in this game give a bit of hit stun when you hit them. So generally, you want to try to avoid hitting them, so that you don't gain little of time. There we go. So yeah, you just generally want to try avoid enemies entirely. or roll through them. You can do that as well. It just doesn't give the hit stun either. Now we can pick up this topping. It's right at the end of the level, so that's Ancient Niche done. So next up, we will be going to Bloodsight's Dungeon, which is a bit more of a tricky level. It's very vertical. You'll see it soon. So we will be going all the way down. And, well, Peppino is really good at going horizontally and building up speed that way, but we don't really have the... I call it? Enough space to do that. So lots of mag cancels. And lots of fast falls. So fast falls, you've seen me done it earlier in the run already. But if you dive and grab at the exact same frame, you get the momentum downwards from the dive, but still are in the grab state. Which is great for us because we can cancel the grab state and just use the momentum downwards to go down faster, I guess. Yeah. We'll be using some drifts as well. There's a lot of like enemies in the way, just so we want to just get rid of those, especially during the escape. You don't want to deal with them. And here as well, we can use drifts on the slopes. Slopes give us a bit of extra speed when we land on them in a max state. So we can just use that to build up a bit more speed. So for the most part, we're just going back and forth in this level. We're nearing the end here. Oh, that's a not good one. So you've seen me done that before a bit. Not with the pause, but with the taunts. It's got an insta turn and we can use it to instantly turn around our momentum. There's a little bit coming up here that makes use of it pretty... Yes, that's good. Very good. So we can just keep our mark state, Mark 4, through that entire room, despite it going back and forth. It's normally a frame perfect input, where you need to switch directions in one frame, and also let go and input a run. But we can buffer it with the pause or with a taunt. It's not the only usage of the taunt you will see in this run. In the level coming up, we will also use it for another purpose. Don't pick that guy up, thank you. Alright, great. Not the fastest dungeon, but it was fine, I think. So yeah, we'll be moving on to the next floor now that we've collected all the toppings. So we can, with the toppings, we can have like, we can skip one entire level and then 4 other toppings. So we've got like 4 toppings we can just pass over in the later levels. And you'll see that on floor 3 and 4. For now, we'll just enter Oregano Desert. All the toppings here are located in these little pizza marts. So you need to enter them and then do a little separate area. Go. Yes, and that's the other use of the taunt we have. We can stall a bit. It stalls our... stops our momentum entirely. So it just locks us into place. And then it keeps our speed still. So we can just keep running. You'll see it in this room as well. If I perform it correctly, which I did not. But it's fine. Pretty easy to recover in that room. So yeah. Okay, that's kind of unfortunate. Let's see if I can just redo that again. Clearly not. Okay, I'll just do this room normally then. So there is a skip there that you can do by bouncing off the Kentucky Kenny's head, which is the guy that throws the hot wing at us. But it has a bit of a annoying window to it. You get used to it if you run the game a lot, and but it's still pretty easy to mess up. Hopefully the next skip will not go that poorly. It doesn't save too much time, at least. It's just a single room skip. So that's like, what, 10 seconds? Something like that. Anyways, we're in the cow UFO now. I guess they also have a Pizza Mart in here. I don't know why they have a Pizza Mart in the UFO, but it's fine. Pillar John is also here, so we can just go right into the escape. There's one more Pizza Mart coming up. We've got 4 toppings now. The last one is in this room. Go. Just made the cycle, that's great. So yeah, those thunderclouds can be a bit annoying. They run on a cycle per the room. So generally there's like a setup to make sure you can just avoid them entirely. Alright, next up, Waste Yard. So the theming of this world is like kind of Western, I guess. And this one is based on Tombstone, Arizona, which is like a weird mining town, old mining town. So we'll be entering the mines soon. Also, Peppino dies in this level and then gets brought back to life. So yeah, the main gimmick of this level is the ghost transformation. Lets us fly around, and if you pick up the ghost peppers, you go a bit faster. So generally we want to pick those up, unless they're really out of the way, like in this case. The third ghost pepper here is located on the left side, but it's not worth going for. So yeah, this is full speed, and if you're full speed you can break these ghost blocks. And upcoming is a little skip. This is the Pillar John room. Okay, that I messed that up, yep. That's a shame. I can still see if that works. Clearly not. Okay, never mind then. So you can use that enemy to skip, to throw it at Pillar John, and then you can just make sure to avoid this whole ghost section. You want to kind of smuggle it through that little hole, which is normally not possible, but if you get hit with the dynamite it throws, then you can use the damage frames to pick it up and smuggle it right through that little hole. Anyways, we've got Pillar John on us right now. He's clearly mad we killed him, so we need to make sure we don't touch him, otherwise he'll send us back to the beginning of the room. generally is pretty easy to avoid. There's a couple of close calls, but if you're familiar with him, then generally you just won't get caught by him. What is this? Okay, thank you. Like I said, I spoke too soon because he was clearly he almost got me. Alright, that's the good third ghost pepper. And that's the end of the level. See? Great. So, coming up next, we have Fun Farm with a very special guest. This was a bit of a meme when the game first came out. Everyone was making like funny crossover images. Because of this, yes. It's More the Chicken from the famous PS1 game, from More the Chicken. I'm sure everyone has played this game, it's a classic. So, yeah, More the Chicken will be the main gimmick of this level. We'll see him soon. But for now we are just, you know, it's a bit of a fun farm. Literally. Very peaceful music. There we have him. It's our friend, More the Chicken. So, More the Chicken, he can attack for us and he can double jump. He kills these rats for us. Very nice. Go. So we don't always want More the Chicken. There's a couple of spots later on where we just wanna avoid him. Not because he isn't helpful, but because just he isn't much faster than or just our normal movement. Like so. You just wanna get do a damage boost to get rid of him instead of going all the way to the priest to remove our transformation. It's a pretty short level overall. Hi Mort. Hi Mort. So yeah, we can just jump over that gap entirely. We don't need Mort for that. Same for here, we just don't want Mort here, because he's just not useful anymore. Alright, great. So, coming up next is the final level of World 2. This will be a very classic Western thing. It's a saloon. So there's a lot of like weird little gimmicks in this level. It's very fun, honestly. You've got these cards that give you points, and we don't need those. They're relevant during 100%, but not during the any percent run. We've also got these horse races. They're generally not a problem for us. They're fast enough, but if you fail the horse races, then you need to restart that level entirely because they have the toppings in them. Right, another insta turn. We'll be using a little skip here to avoid picking up the weenie mount. And just go right into that little crawl hole. So yeah, the weenie mount, these are pretty nice. Like, they're faster compared to a lot of the other transformations. But still, like, if you jump off them, you get Mark 4 instantly. So we generally just want to jump off whenever possible. got another chicken bandito here, who will hopefully help us out. Yes, there we go. So the chicken bandito throws one of those dynamites at us, and then it kills the rats for us. Which is like weird transformation that's weird interaction that's not used anywhere else in the game. And I don't think it is intended at all. I think it's just a result of the explosion being the same as the bomb explosion. Alright, great. It's very easy to pick up those enemies, which slows you down pretty hard. So yeah, that's just the level done. We just need to go back to the exit right now. Now coming up, there's a little skip we can do to avoid a bit of hop movement. So at the start, when I entered the level, I positioned myself pretty precisely, so that when I exit the level, I can immediately drop onto Mr. Stick right there and pay him. So yeah, that's the glitch I was talking about earlier with skipping the result screen. It's still useful in the current run, even with the in-game time. But it's just because, okay, I'm not doing very well with this guy. Normally you can stun lock him pretty easily, but I'm clearly not paying enough attention. 3. Alright. Hopefully the second phase goes better. During this phase he tends to call up his friends, who will drop a cow on us. Okay, don't miss him, thank you. Yeah, like that. So if you're fast enough, you can avoid him calling him up. Otherwise you need to deal with these projectiles going all over the place, which is kind of annoying, and they get in the way of your shots, as you can see. That was a pretty poor vigilante. Anyways, to finish off this boss fight, just need to do a final shot like that, and then pick up the boss key. Go. So just exit out whenever you get the boss key. You don't need to go through all these animations. And we're in World 4. No, World 3. This is kind of vacation theming. I guess it's pretty loose with its theming.
Do we have time for some quick donations?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
All right, these are pretty short. We have 2 donations. We have €3 from Anonymous, who I think is ordering a pizza. I think they called the wrong line. I'd like mine with double anchovies, no tomato, barbecue sauce, cheese outside, and extra crust. And then we have another €3 from The Noise. Hello there, it's pizza time. Are you ready to get funky? Pineapple on pizza. Whoa, 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 that's going too far. Both of those went to saving Snotty, but killing Snotty is still in the lead, but who knows? If you want to see Snotty saved, you might be able to change that. Put your donation towards that incentive, and we'll see.
Snotty saving Snotty is still a bit away, thankfully. So you've got enough time to get your donations in. You will only see him at the end of the 4th world. Okay, I totally messed that up. Got to make sure to not accidentally enter that secret. Especially on a first playthrough, it's pretty easy to just enter that, because it's right in the way. coming up with a section that's kind of inconsistent. Let's see if I can do it. I guess not. That worked like half. I guess that's fine. So yeah, those guys are on a cycle as well, and you generally want to use them to bounce up. But they can just not decide to work with you. It's a bit annoying. They're pretty infamous in the community. Anyways, we'll pick up this topping we missed on the way before the escape. It's faster to just do it during the escape, just like some of the other toppings. And then we'll have this little barrel section. Well, the pirate goblin shooting at us. Yeah. And we exit the ship. So next up we have Gnome Forest, and it features also a very special guest. If you've been paying attention during the hop movement, you might have seen him before. He's here with his rat buddy. They recently had a fight, but they made up, which is great. Very happy for them. And they will be helping us during this level. It's a Gustavo and Brick Hour. So this is just an entirely different playable character. It's got an entirely different moveset. It's kind of based on Rick the Hamster from Kirby, I believe. So yeah, they're kind of like a dual character. You can throw Brick away by kicking him around. So you need to pay attention to your resources a bit to see if the rat is with you or not. If he is not, then you can perform a double jump. This is like the second longest level in the entire game, partially because Gustavo and Brick are very slow compared to Peppino. They can only reach Mach 3. And they don't have really a fast way to gain speed, unlike Peppino, who has his crab slide. So it's a bit of a slower level compared to the rest of the game, but it's not the slowest. He will be skipping that one. Right, so I don't think I've mentioned this before, but this level also has like a weird topping system. You need to deliver these pizzas to the gnomes around the forest, and in return, if you bring them in time, then they give you a topping. The timer on these pizzas is pretty generous. If you wait too long, then they get frozen, but that's not an issue for us generally. Even playing casually, it's pretty easy to just get them in time there. Unless you're really inexperienced with the movement of Gustavo and Brick. So coming up is Pillar John again. We'll just kick Brick at him. We don't need to go all the way around. And just turn back immediately when we kill him. So yeah, I don't think I've mentioned it before, but if you've seen the gameplay in this level as well, then if you perform a double jump and land with it, there's a bit of ending lag at the end. We generally want to avoid that, so we tend to kick brick around before we land, or we perform that spin move, just to save a bit of time and keep moving around. And yeah, just switch back to Peppino. Doesn't really have a lot. He doesn't have a lot of screen time in this level. We'll be seeing Gustavo and Brick in a couple of levels again. We'll be entering Deep Dish 9 first. So this is the space themed level. It's in the vacation resort. This floor is called. I don't know why a space themed level is in the vacation resort. I guess it's a space vacation then, or something. I don't know. But yeah, we've got these rockets we can pilot around. They break these asteroids for us, which we normally can't break with just normal Peppino. But they're kind of similar to the weenie mount in that you probably want to jump off of them as fast as possible, because they just give you Mark 4 instantly. The music in this level is really good, by the way. It's probably one of my favorite songs in the entire game. The entire soundtrack of this game is really good in general. You've probably noticed that by now. There we go. So yeah, this is a pretty straightforward level. In fact, this level doesn't even loop back on itself. There's like an entire escape sequence that doesn't use any pre-existing rooms, which I think is unique to this level. The other levels that do have an escape sequence that have unique rooms, but they tend to just loop back on those rooms. Oh yeah, when we get to the end here, we will just get transported immediately to the start of the level again. So, coming up next... Oh, I'll have to wait for this guy to drop down. Yes, it's the noise. He's the World 3 boss, but we won't be fighting him just yet. We'll be taking a visit to the golf level. This is one of the more complex levels as well. We need to push around this golf ball and then get him in the goal, which is a basketball racket, I guess. But yeah, we need to make sure our movement is just right, so he works with us. If you mess up, it's pretty easy to get lose him entirely. And all the toppings are located in these little separate courses, kind of like Oregano Desert before. We will not be doing all of the courses. This is the first level where we'll be skipping out on a couple of the toppings. We'll get 3 of them in total in this level and then skip out on 2. And then the remaining 2 we can skip will be in a future level. That's coming up pretty soon. Okay, that's perfect. It's a bit more of a tricky room. So, coming up, we have got Perk Skip. We can use this Burger Golfer and me and put him down next to our golf ball. And then for us, he will just shoot it into Pillar John, which allows us to skip a pretty huge part of the escape sequence. Also skips one of the toppings, but that's no big deal because we can just... we don't need to get all of them in this level. So yeah, we just run all the way back here. We don't need to do all the escape exclusive rooms. Great. So that's most of World 3 done. Just the boss left. It's our friend the Noise. There he is, the Noise. Our good friend the Noise. We'll be giving a quick hit in right at the start. So he's vulnerable when he taunts us. And he generally just taunts us right after he does an attack. So just waiting till he's done doing his attack and then getting hit in. The second phase is a bit more complex. Okay. That was a lingering hitbox. Thankfully we could just get hit in still. If you wait too long then he will recover and then he'll do the attack again. So you just don't want to do that because then you need to wait more. That's the first phase done then. So the next phase. Since his attack pattern is randomly chosen, he can choose to work with us or against us. Seems to work with us this time. We can use these enemies that fall from the sky during this phase to get an extra hit in. So we'll try to lure him in a good position so that we can use the enemy spawns to get extra hits in. Okay, he killed our enemy for us. Yeah, that's kind of annoying. If he does the pogo attack, it's not really a good way to avoid it. Except for hope it doesn't hit him. But still, that was a pretty decent, that was a pretty good noise, I'd say. Anyways. I guess that's it then. Noise set brings him off. We don't need to do the last hit for him. And we'll take his key with us. So coming up is the second level where we will not be getting all of the toppings. It's Big City. So this is a kind of similar setup as Oregano Desert and Golf. In that all the toppings are located in separate little challenge rooms. You can access these challenge rooms through the taxis. So yeah, we will be getting 3 of these toppings, and then the last 2 that we can skip, we'll be not getting those. And there's a good reason we won't be getting those specifically, which you'll see soon. Oh, that's way too early. Okay. There's another little piece of tech coming up. I don't know if I'll get it or not. Let's see. I did! Okay, that's great. So that trick depends very heavily on your position when you grab it, and it's kind of 50-50 really. saves a bit of time trying to get around and doing a body slam instead. So yeah, like I said, there's a good reason we won't be doing the other toppings, and it's because we have Gustavo and Brick back for this level. And Gustavo and Brick, as said previously, are pretty slow. So in turn, all the topping houses, all the topping rooms with him are pretty significantly slower than the other ones. So yeah, we will just be skipping all the taxis in this level and going straight to the end. Bit of running around with Brick right here. So yeah. We'll have to wait for him to return to get our double jump back. And back to Peppino. So yeah, that's a pretty significantly shorter Gustavo and Brick section than the one found in Gnome Forest. Right, great. Coming up next, we have Freezerator, or the full name Refrigerator, Freezerator. I don't think anyone ever says that fully. But yeah, this is a nice themed level. There's no ice physics, thankfully. There's no ice physics at all in this game. Little instant turn there. So the main gimmick of this level are these temperature heaters. They'll break all the ice for us in the level, so we need to get them not in the level, in the room. So when they're present, we just need to get to them and then enable them so they can clear the way for us. There's one here located right behind the wall, so we need to get first in this sub area. Then go all the way back down, and there it is. So we can now enter the second half of this level. A little bit of a vertical section. Not as much as Plotza's dungeon, but it still has some pretty tricky movement. We also have evil Centauros right now. Not in this room, but in the previous one. He throws enemies at us, so it's generally pretty easy to avoid. Alright, and this is the second gimmick of this level. It's the pepper pizza. Satan's choice, as it's called here. And this pizza is so hot, it just turns Peppino in a fiery ball of death that can fly around. Also gives us full invincibility, so those snowman enemies are not really a problem for us anymore. So yeah, this is full invincibility, so you can just run over those blocks entirely. You can ignore them. it's something I didn't know when I was playing this casually. And even when I was beginning with speedrunning, it was not something I knew about for a while. That just those blocks stopped working. Why was I not flying anymore? Okay, thank you. So yeah, this last part of the escape is pretty simple, all things considered, even if I'm messing it up. You can keep Mark 4 through those last couple of screens. Anyways, coming up, we have got the boss of this floor. It's Peppino, I guess. Is it Peppino? I don't know, he looks kind of weird. So yeah, this guy, you hit him a couple of times and then he does his little attack phase. So you need to dodge him. This one is very difficult. Very difficult, as you can see. It's pretty slow, this fight. I don't know if there are donations. It is a good time to get them in.
We don't have any donations coming in currently. However, I do want to point out one more time about that little bid war that we got going on to save or kill Snotty. It's pretty close right now. 80 euros and 35 cents to kill versus 63 euros to save. So technically, one 18 euro donation could change everything. With that out of the way, you're hearing this little beautiful voice through a Lewitt microphone. Lewitt is one of our sponsors, and this is the beautiful Lewitt LCT 440 Pure microphone. I have one at home. I gotta say, these microphones are pretty fun. Anyway, more of this Peppino fight.
Yeah, we're nearing the second phase now. That one should go a lot faster, thankfully. Right now we're just kind of waiting around for him to do his attacks. Can do a little flop jump. But yeah, now he's actually gonna fight back. So while we're doing, while we're fighting him, all the other clones are coming out of the ground during his attack phase. So we've got more to avoid this time, instead of just separate attack and dodging phases.
I am kind of curious. I've never, I keep forgetting. Does this boss actually have a name, or is it just Peppino?
No, it's fake Peppino technically.
Ah.
But who is the fake Peppino? We will never know. But yeah, if you finish this fight and come back later again, then the name will be listed as fake Peppino. If you do it the first time, then it just will show that it's Peppino. So it's a bit of a fake out that way. Hello, Snowy. He won't be killing you just yet. Or saving you. I don't know. We'll be first doing this level. So this is Peppibot Factory. This is the second vertical level. But instead of going down, we're going up. So there's a lot of super jumps in this first section. It allows us to skip pretty big parts. Okay, thank you. This is like a really easy jump and I'm just messing it up. So yeah, there's like conveyor belts here, which speed you up or speed you down, depending on which way they're going. If they're going the opposite way from where you want to go, then you just need to do a lot of jumps Make sure you're not slowed down. And we're getting the transformation next. So we skipped the first one. But we do need to get stomped into a pizza box this time. We get a bunch of like double jumps this time. And the spin move, which allows us to kill those tiny rats. And the big ones. Like these. So now that we're at the end, we'll go all the way back down to the start again. A lot of back and forth in this escape sequence. We'll also be entering this little secret area. So this is where the third secret eye is located. Also a little combat area with all the enemies, but we can just go past them. If you're in Mark 1 or Mark 2, then you just stun them when you run into them. So that's why we don't have to deal with them. And there at the end. So the level gate gets pushed up a bit by the hand. Gets pulled up by the hand, I mean. So normally we'd have to wait for that to finish pulling up the level gate. But we can just enter a sub area first and then exit, transition right back. And then we can just enter the level gate. So what will we do with this guy? Will he be saved? Will he be killed?
Let me do one last refresh. I am looking. It looks like what we're going to have to do is we're going to need to kill Snotty.
How unfortunate. Well then, guy.
With a lead of 17 euros and 35 cents, we kill Snotty.
Well, let's get him into position. We'll need to make his death very nice. There we go. Very honorable death.
07, rip. Do you have time for a quick donation?
Yeah, sure.
All right, cool. We do have €3 from Inhardt, which says, in California, we have a chicken and bacon pizza with ranch dressing instead of tomato sauce. If I ever revisit BSG, I'm making you all eat it. Honestly, I like that idea. That sounds really good.
I don't think I've got a lot of interest in that one, I think. I think I'll just have a normal salami one. Salami margarita, something like that. So admittedly, I don't hate pineapple on pizza. This is my hot take of the day. It's like fine. But there's better toppings you can choose. Anyways, yeah, we'll be doing pizza scare now. So this is like kind of a remix of the level on the first floor, called Pizza Escape. But it does have an entirely different layout and entirely different gimmicks. You won't be seeing the knight in this one, but we do have the Ghost King following us. He's clearly mad that we killed Snotty, so that's your fault. Not mine. But yeah, the Ghost King, he starts possessing other entities in this level, like the anchors and the plugs. So we need to avoid him. He's pretty easy to avoid, as long as you're going fast enough. Saw that at the end as well. There's a little skip you can do, which I'm not saying the name of, because I don't want that to be archived for all eternity. But yeah, if you're just going fast enough, if you're going Mark 4, then you can just skip through all the traps the Ghost King sets for you. So he's generally not too big of a problem. quick damage boost here. That's already the end of the level. Great. We even get an achievement for avoiding all the traps. So, coming up next, there's a bit of a spooky level. I guess this one was also pretty spooky, but this one is especially spooky. So this is kind of like a whatchamacallit, stealth level, where there's a bunch of enemies around that start a timer when you get into their sight. But we're Peppino and we can go very fast, and we can just smash through all the enemies instead. So if you're playing this level the first time ever, then you're probably trying to do it as a proper stealth level. But later you kind of realize during P ranks or just speedrunning that you can just avoid them entirely, outrun all the enemies, or kill them before they can sound the alarm. I think this level is a reference to a certain very popular indie horror game. Indie horror franchise even. I think it's called Garden of Banban? I don't know. I've never played it. So yeah, if you mess up, then it's pretty easy for these guys to sound their alarm and then have this animatronic guy come after you. So hopefully that doesn't happen. It's a pretty close call here then. So if you get caught by them there, you get a nice little cutscene. And then you're stuck in an animatronic yourself for a while. So it's pretty punishing if you do get hit by them. Hopefully that doesn't happen during the escape. We also have our friend now. Our little gimmick for the escape. So if you've played this casually, then you'll be pretty happy to see this. Because now you can just kill these animatronics. This won't be the only time we will see this shotgun. There's an entire level dedicated to it coming up. There we go. That's the last of the animatronics we have to deal with. So now it's just the final couple of rooms till the end. So this floor has been kind of horror themed, if you've noticed. We had Pizza Scare earlier and now this spooky level. And coming up is the last level. And it's probably the scariest of all of them. So we need to super jump up here. What's this? It's war! Now that's spooky. Actually terrifying. So yeah, when you pick up the shotgun here, then the timer starts. So this level is essentially just an entire big escape sequence. If the timer runs out, you just die and then you need to start the entire level over again. So pretty tense when you're playing this for the first time. I died a couple of times when I first did this. Especially since you're going for like optional collectibles. But we won't be doing that and it's pretty easy. if you're familiar with the level, then it's pretty easy to get to the end with enough time left. So yeah, we have the shotgun for this level, and as you may have noticed, the shotgun prevents us from using our grab, which is kind of an issue because the grab is a lot of required for a lot of our movement tech. So instead of grab sliding, we need to just build up speed the normal way. Whether it is just to holding run or landing on slopes. We also got the return of the rocket. You won't see that too often. I think that's the last time you'll see it in this level. Gotta get rid of those enemies. Let's try that jump again. Thank you. So yeah, you just need to super jump up there normally, but you can use the block if you want. This song is also like a banger, honestly. I believe it's inspired by Hotline Miami, Carpet and Bread. Sadly, we can't play more of it. The level is already done. And we get a bunch of achievements. So these achievements are kind of like for if you're fast enough and if you don't get hit enough. We should have enough to pay Mr. Stick for the last entrance. This one is a bit smaller than the others. That's fine. He'll be doing the last boss now. Hello? I guess he's busy. We'll give him some time. So yeah, this is Pizza Face. He's the final big bad we need to defeat. The one who wants to destroy our little pizza restaurant you can see in the background. So for the first phase, we'll just spawn a bunch of enemies. It's a bit of a improvisation boss fight, because it's completely random which enemies it spawns. So that can just mess you up if it's like a rat or a fork knight. Or that guy, I guess. We're using our pile drivers to get to him. Like so. Because it gives us enough height to reach him, and it also just hits him immediately. Normally you need to hit the enemy against him and then hit him again when he's fallen down and stunned. So yeah, during the second phase, we have got this guy. I guess we get the gun again. So from Vigilante we had the gun, and now this time we have the gun. But unlike the previous time, we don't have any stun tactics or anything, so we just need to mash the shoot button. Meanwhile, Pizza Face is at the top. He's dropping cocks on us and getting in the way. That's kind of a poor pattern. Alright, great. So, I guess he's not really done right now, huh? There's a phase 3, isn't there? Yes, there is a phase 3. So, pulse rematch against all the bosses. I don't think Pino's particularly happy about that. Yeah, he's pretty mad. So these are like pretty scaled down versions of the boss fights we've already done. They only do a couple of the attacks. And we need to hit them like 4 times each. Then it moves on to the next boss. Gustavo's here to help. Since we don't have the pistol this time, we need to use Gustavo to throw at him. Oh, we don't want to miss, of course. We need to wait till Gustavo is back. Damn it. Okay. I'll just be doing the normal tactics for this one. So there is a little bit of a strategy you can do with this with Vigilante here. So while he is in stun, you can move him around the arena and prevent him from getting out of his stun. And then wait till Gustavo spawns so you can immediately hit him again. But yeah, Gustavo keeps spawning right now, so we can use it to get some extra hits in on the bosses. Though he tends to get in the way like that. Or like that. But we can save him here and then immediately get hit in again. It's Pizza Face again. I guess Pizza Head. His attacks are pretty simple. We want to just make sure that he does his attacks in the corner so that we can save a bit of time from having him bounce around the arena. And the final phase coming up. He's just gonna do all of his attacks right now. Clearly this guy is really mad. He's just gonna carrying him up all the way to the top of the screen. We're gonna give this guy the snotty treatment. And immediately transition back into the final level. So this is the final part of the game. If you've paid attention to the hub movement, then you might recognize this. So yeah, we're gonna be scaling the tower back down again. And yeah, they have a lot of like gimmicks we've seen in the previous level that are going to be used right now. Even ones from a level we have not played because it was too long. Like this trash can. Or this guy who grabs us. You can't avoid that guy really. So yeah, we've got a lot of gimmicks we've seen before. Coming up is the Queenie mount from Fast Food Saloon. And the rocket from Deep Dish 9, along with the olive bubbles. There's a little skip you can do here by jumping over the banana peel, doing a pretty precise uppercut. And we have golf again. So a little golfing section. And the Goblin Pirate from First Go. So yeah, this level is pretty straightforward. It's just one big escape sequence. Featuring all the gimmicks you've seen before. You've even got Mort. He's gonna escape the tower with us. And this final section is just a lot of speed. There aren't any obstacles or anything. And we're back in the 4-1 loop up. So, coming up. We have got time coming up. When I enter the gate. Now. So yeah, everyone has escaped this time. Exceptionally, he's dead. Which is kind of sad. I don't know why you would do that. So 1:1:10:33 in game time is pretty okay. My PB is 1:07, so that's a couple of minutes faster, but this is pretty good for a marathon. Shoutouts to all the playtesters and everyone who has worked on this game. I know MacPig, the main developer of this, has worked on this game for like years, and he has reworked the game a lot throughout the years to make sure it's the best it could ever be. So I've got a lot of respect for him. Shoutouts also to the Speedrun Discord for this game. I've met a lot of cool guys there, and I've stolen a lot of their cool skips they've found.
All right, thank you for showing Pizza Tower. Before we go, is there anywhere we can find you in any socials?
I have like Twitter and YouTube, I guess. I don't use the Twitter anymore. I used to stop that a little while ago, but you can find me on YouTube under Snaily Mitch, I believe.
All right, thank you so much for showing Pizza Tower. Rest in peace, Snotty. We'll probably save him next time. Anyway, that was Pizza Tower. Very beautiful run. Love that game. We're gonna go into a short intermission to set up for our next run, Super Mario 3D Land. This is gonna be it for my hosting shift, but I'll hand it over to Pendle. So we're going into a short intermission, and we'll be back soon.